Hello again, YouTube. So I'm still at home. As you can see, I'm getting ready to head out. Got stuff all over my hat. But I wanted to do this before I did because I don't know how many videos I'm going to make today. But this one, I want to make sure I get out. So I'm still at home. I'm headed out. But I want to do this video. This is important. And I really need y'all feedback in the comments. After this video, I want to get like 100 comments or more. I want at least 100 comments. What I'm talking about is black people mess. 11 things that black people do to each other that hurt friendships and relationships. Now, I'm at the point, and I'm trying not to be this way, where I don't want to work with a lot of us, and I'm fighting it. I'm trying not to be this way. I don't want to go where a lot of us gather. I don't want to go to no family get-togethers, no gatherings. And I'm going to show you why. And y'all gonna agree with me. If you agree with me, man, what is up with my hat, man? Then I need you to tell your story in the comments after you see this video. Everybody keep talking this stuff. We need to stick together. How? How can we? How can we stick together with this going on? I see why we are at the bottom. And I've told y'all this before. Because this is how it works. If you got a masculine alpha male, right? And he knows what he is, he knows who he is. But you always try to say stuff to him to put him down. You always want to bring stuff up that you ain't even got the real story. What is he going to do? If he's smart, what is he going to do? If he's not smart, he going to attack you and mess himself up. If he's smart, he going to get away from around you. But here's the flip side of it all. On top of them being like this, us being like this, well, I don't do these things. If I do anything on here, it's a retaliation. And when I tell stories, I don't tell a story unless I know exactly how it happened. I done had all type of rumors passed on me. When I came to the church, they say I was scared to go to jail. And you know, some things you just end up responding to. So I'm like, why would I be scared to go to jail when I've been around all the people that have been in there my whole life and they don't scare me? When I could have just not said nothing. But sometimes you got to say something. What you really should do is avoid these people. And I used to be like, well, why this dude don't deal with this? What? Maybe, just maybe, they avoid because they don't want no drama. They don't want no mess. And let's be honest. Black people are so dramatic. Some of the best, I'm telling you, when they play drug dealers, when they play dictators, when they play gangsters, why those be like the best shows and the best movies? I'll tell you why, because it be the real stuff. Again, this is entitled, Black People Mess. 11 things that black people do to each other that hurt relationships and friendship. I don't like how this phone, like you turn just a little bit and it be taking you off the camera. My other phone don't do that as much. So y'all gonna see me going off the camera sometimes when I'm looking down reading. And if you got a problem with me reading, this ain't the video for you. I like to collect my thoughts so I can get all of the stuff out that I want to get out. So I was sitting thinking about this when I woke up. And I said, that's why I noticed I be seeing white people out and about with all their friends. I just gave somebody a ride to a wine test. And she was with her friends that she been friends with since school. And they still get together, meet up, stuff like that. We can't always do that because black people always want to test somebody else's gangster, put down somebody else's gangster, put them down instead of enjoying one another's company. And we're going to talk about it. Number one, and this is not going to be my shortest video, but I'm going to try not to, bringing up old stories that they have twisted. What the heck? Hold on. And that's another thing. Anytime you hear strange noises, you got to go check when you live around a lot of us. You make sure they're not messing with your car or some other stuff. But that kind of has nothing to do with what we talk about today. So they twist old stories. Like I got into it with somebody last night because he twisted the story to make it look like, well, stuff on this list, trying to minimize me. And I had noticed talking to this individual that when I talk about certain stuff, the phone always mysteriously hangs up, or he tries to downplay, or this, that, and the other. And I told him, I said, that's why you be doing that, because you want to believe this. So here's what happened. He was trying to say that I ran off when, now keep in mind, I was 16. He was trying to say I ran off and left him while he was getting jumped. Not what happened. Not what happened. I really shouldn't have entertained it, but I put it out there. I said, I told you, let's run. Because it was a lot of them. The dudes on the porch was making hand gestures to him like, we gonna jump in it too. And there was 4 of them right there, and it was 2 of us. I said, man, let's run, because like he was always outnumbered in that neighborhood. I said, let's run. He didn't run, so I didn't either. But if he was going to fight the way he fought, he might as well had it. So what happened was they was fighting one-on-one. They like, well, it's just going to be a head-up fight. If his cousin jump in it, dude was like, oh, I got him. Don't worry about it. And I'm looking like, whatever, man. So they fight one-on-one, but he's running from the other dude. He's running from him, like he backing up and running. He not fighting. So what happened was me and those dudes who was with the guy he was fighting were standing right here watching. When he ran over in the street, they act like they weren't going to jump in. They ran over there, like practically sprinting. And they all jumped him, and I dropped my bag, and I was finna go help him. Then his friend came from across the street. It was almost like on wrestling. He came from across the street or whatever, and they ran because they were scared of his friend. He tried to say that I ran and I wasn't there. Now keep in mind, this is 30 some odd years ago. And on top of that, he twisted the story. If I ran, I can admit when I run. It ain't been a whole lot of times. Most of the time it was a weapon that was pulled out and I didn't have no weapon. I told y'all the story of the dudes that was trying to hit me with the tools. That's one time I ran, but I came back when the match was even. And I said, it don't matter. They ain't want to go one-on-one. Neither one of them. Another time, a dude tried to fight me, and when I started fighting back, all his friends surrounded me. And I told y'all about that. He got a good one off me, and I took off. I wasn't finna fight all them. But that time, no. So that's why I wanted to bring up as number one, when they twist old stories. Black people do this to each other all the time. And what happens is it just make you not want to deal with those people. Or if you the one twisting the stories, it make them not want to deal with you. Like my uncle, for instance. Him and my father, when they're both passed on. But when they got around each other, he always was bringing up a time where they fought. Everybody was fighting. And he said my father didn't help. Now keep in mind, my father lost his business that he could have left to me, trying to look out for him. That's why I titled this Black People Mess, 11 Things Black People Do to Each Other That Hurt Friendships and Relationships. My uncle, when my uncle had a heart attack, my father was the first person there. And he brought that up afterwards, after he had that heart attack, when he started to recover a little bit. So let me get this straight. The first person there, the person that's always there for you. Just like my other uncle, when my father passed away, somebody told me they was into it at the time. Bringing up old stories they have twisted. They do that to you. That's why it's not always the best thing. If you can't go around your old friends without them twisting stories, then don't go around them. Because guys be testing each other's gangster, testing each other manhood. Man, and some people do that to you because they trying to provoke you because they know you ain't never been to jail and they want to see you go to jail. People will do that too. Number two, competing with people they should be teaming up with. You ever notice, and some of that stuff is on this list, where people always, they supposed to be your brother, cousin, uncle, auntie, friend, but they always trying to one-up you. I'm telling you, man, all this stuff is why it's different with us than other races with each other. Now, I notice that the people that I know from other races that don't get along with some, it'd be the same stuff. Like I was just talking to one of my friends and he was telling me about, I used to always wonder why he ain't deal with his brother. But after he started telling the story of why, I said, you know what? I'm not going to ask him no more. Now I know. He don't need to deal with his brother. If his brother is like that, I wouldn't either. Number three, getting large sums of money and not helping anyone. They just want to roll up with all their new stuff. And you don't have to help nobody. But I'm going to tell you, that's how people will get mad at you over that. They will. Because the way I know, because I've gotten mad at people when I've been in a situation and I know they had the little bit that I was asking them for. This is the type of stuff that hurts friendships and relationships. And I'm going to tell you the flip side of it. It make some of the people that don't help other people is because people didn't help them. In those situations, I get it. But don't think if I'm in a vulnerable situation, right, and you choose not to help me, I'm looking at you different from that point, man. I'm not trying to hear nothing you're talking about, especially you talking that spiritual stuff. I'm not trying to hear what you're saying. You might as well keep it to yourself. Because I know the scripture. I know how the Most High. The way you show, one of the ways you show your connection to Him is through what you do to others, how you treat others. Number 4, downplaying each other. Ninjas always want to downplay. They want to make it like you was a punk if you wasn't. They want to, he broke, he ain't got nothing. Number 4 and 6 is similar. But I'm going to explain to you the difference between downplaying. Downplaying is when somebody was a certain way and you trying to make it like they was another way. That's downplaying. Putting each other down and downplaying is similar but slightly different. And I'm going to explain it to you. Like if, let's say you play sports and let's say you was getting these letters from colleges, right? And then somebody else came along like, man, I don't believe that. Man, people be like, man, he ain't never run track. When he was running track up here, he was getting left. But here's the truth. I'm going to show you something. You want to know? I already told y'all I was getting left, didn't I? But you want to know why I was in those events? Now, here's the true story. I'm not going to say his name. His name starts with an A. He was ready to boycott. He was one of the best on the track team. He was ready to boycott because he was like, why he got him in those events when if he ran this event, he would go upstate. Because that was my boy. Dude was cool. So, but then you got to realize my body, I hadn't gotten my growth. I was starting to get it, but I didn't get that. You know, you get the growth spurt, then you get that, and you just get to sprouting out. I always knew how to run, and I wasn't like the slowest, but our track team was really number 1 in the state in 90 and 91. The reason why North Division used to beat us is because they couldn't get the baton pass right. It was us in North Division the whole time. Those guys, the reason why I wasn't a sprinter because there was too many guys on the team that were faster than me at the time. Because I guarantee you, when I was out there with Jackson State track team, which I never got to run any meets because I thought I was missing out on something. I quit. But I was slated to be a sprinter because my speed had went dramatically. Like my 40 time went up like 0.5. So they were, oh man, he ain't never do that. And a lot of times it be the people that wasn't there. Like let's say your neighborhood, right? Let's say in our neighborhood, we had 19th, which we called ourselves HPT. We had 18th, 19th place going up. Now let's say the guys on our end, the HPT, this, that, and the other, right? But then somebody on the other end, like on 21st, because we had other extensions to our hood too, North Line and Long Island Drive. All of us knew each other from school, everything. Now let's say this what people do, because it's been done many times. It could be a dude from say North Line It was only see us like at the store, out and about. But we know each other. We grew up together, playing basketball. Oh man, that wasn't going. They wasn't doing all. They wasn't having all. Like, how would he know? He wasn't there. That's what people do. And that's black people mess, y'all. How would you know and you wasn't there? How would you know? Okay, it's 365 days in a year. Right? How can a person that you only see 2 days tell somebody what's been going on through the years? Somebody that you probably saw in a 3-year period 6 times. Whereas I know somebody else that would disagree with him because he was only over there once or twice with me. And he saw everything. That's how people is though. They want to downplay. Oh man, he wasn't nothing like that, man. He was goofy. They'll bring up when you was in elementary school. When you was like in 3rd grade. How can you judge a man by what he did in 3rd grade? Or even high school? Only way you can is if y'all teenagers. And even if y'all teenagers, you can't judge a dude based on how he was in elementary school. That's why stuff be happening to people. Stop trying to act like you the big bad wolf and everybody else is the sheep. Black people mess, y'all. So, number 5, not having intuition and perception, which leads them to mislead each other. When you mislead somebody, they ain't gonna look at you the same. I'm telling you, dude, at work, at home, here's what I noticed with black people. Black people, I'm speaking for us right now. Have y'all ever seen that person that just a dog you out and then try to call you the next day like nothing happened? Or, hey, let's get together. Nobody want to get together with you. You forget about that right there? I remember, and I could have had false accusation on this list too. Let's just say somebody I know, friend, accused their dad of touching them. Never happened. Somebody brought it up. He's like, what? But then they still be going over there. I just saw the person over there the other day. Everybody's like, nah, that ain't happened. Now, would he be wrong if he just never dealt with her again? Black people mess 11 things that black people do to each other that hurts relationships and friendship. I could have had that on this list. Intuition and perception. You telling somebody to stay on the job where they're getting treated like doo-doo. They got all these business ideas. You doing it because your intuition and your perception is flawed. Now, what's going to happen with a person like that? If they smart, they're going to be like, man, I'm not talking about that with him no more. I just think you should have kept... You just think that because it wasn't you. So when they got bad intuition and they can't perceive things the right way, that's going to affect your relationship. Because here's what happens. You're going to end up getting into it with them down the line. Something is going to come up, a situation, a circumstance, an event, that we black people they don't want to read. They don't want to do research. So a lot of time that affects, they don't pray a lot. So that affects your perception of things. Dismiss. Who would even think to vote for Kamala Harris but a person with poor intuition and perception? That's the main thing it was. That's the main thing it was. When this person sat right in front of you and opened the gates to the country, letting illegal immigrants come in, migrants, whatever you want to call them, to wreak havoc. And they still tried to get her in there. 92% of black women voted for her. Still tried to get her in there. 75% of black men. I'm telling you, this is black people mess. Number 6, putting each other down. Putting each other down. You broke. You fat. Why your hair so great? He got a curl. Now, a no matrix person, right? You think a no matrix person gonna want to have these type of people around? Look, man, one of the beauties in relocation. This is why I just dream about it. And I know it's not gonna be perfect. You ain't gonna like everybody. Everybody ain't gonna like you. But the beauty in it is this stuff right here. This stuff right here. You can keep it at bay with people that don't know you like that. You ain't grew up with them. You're not related to them. You ain't never considered them a friend. It makes it a whole lot easier to deal. That's what I like. That's one of the things and one thing I say about the Texas black people, I'm going to be honest with you, man. The black people, they were less combative than the ones here in Milwaukee. I didn't hear people every time I look up in Texas arguing on their phones, arguing and stuff. It wasn't like that. But I do hear. I hear some conversations that you wouldn't even believe. At each other's necks, at each other's throats. That's the beauty in relocation, y'all. Because they don't know you and you don't know them. And sometimes it might be people from your hometown, like Milwaukee. Like if I move to Arizona, there's a lot of Milwaukee people down there, but I ain't got to be up under them. And they probably don't act like they did in Milwaukee. Because I'm telling you, I've been noticed this. Like sometimes a change of scenery causes a change of heart and change of mind. I've seen it many times. So, number 7, can't be around them without being insulted. Tell me they don't do this to each other. So let me get this straight. I considered you a friend. You're a relative. But every time I come around you, this is how you really find out who really was down with you amongst us. Because the people who really liked you, when they see you, a lot of time they're not going to be insulting you and stuff like that. But unfortunately, a lot of us, this is why, man, I appreciate the invitation. But I stay away from like gatherings and stuff. Because every time I go to gather with somebody, it always goes left. It turns negative. Or full of insults. I already know I got a gut. I'm eating good. What you want me to have, an 8-pack? Okay, if I have an 8-pack, now you're going to talk about, oh, his hair is gray. Okay, I dye my hair and I got an 8-pack. Now you're going to talk about why he talk like that. Okay, I changed my speech. I take some speech lessons. I got an 8-pack. I dye my hair and I speak eloquently. Oh, man, remember the time? Niggas. They gonna always find something. If you don't want to fight a lot of these people, you gotta eliminate. And I ain't saying do nothing to them. I'm talking about avoiding them. If you don't want to be arguing and fighting every second, some people you gonna have to let go because that's all they know. They like a plantation slave that trying to take out his frustrations on the people around him because he think it make him feel better. Number 8, gossiping. Hey man, you already know. You start confiding in these people and they bring it up. They throw it back up. And I'm going to show you something else with the gloating. That's why I put it number 9 after number 8, because number 8 and 9 go hand in hand. I'm going to show you what we do to each other. I'm going to show you. But gossiping, they go home, they tell anyone, we all going to say something. But I'm talking about the frequency of it. Gossiping. And of course, number 1 is going on. They twisting stories. I heard he quit because he was scared. So you going around telling everybody, did he quit that job because he was scared? You's a freaking liar. That's what people do though. Like, ain't no telling what they saying about me at the old job. I quit that job because I got tired of their nonsense. It ain't nothing to do with scared. I wanted them dudes to run up on me. I was getting tired of all this talk from grown men and no action. None of them would ever run up though. They want to run up on you out here with guns and make it a big thing. It doesn't look like getting into it with somebody out here over anything that happened in these jails. I hate that happened with the one dude. He was just trying to show off though, because me and him wasn't even going back and forth like that. One time he tried to run on me and I dumped him on the ground. But he didn't even bring that up. He brought up me writing restrictions. Black people mess. And you know what happened? So this dude comes at me like he gonna do something to me, right? Let me show y'all black people it. How we gotta get better. And when I pull my gun out, the first thing the dude say, please don't shoot him, y'all brothers. Didn't say nothing about what led up to that. You think I'm walking around just wanting to shoot people? But I know if I'm gonna walk around, I gotta be ready to. That's black people mess. It ain't that way in the suburbs. That's black people mess. So gossiping. Be careful who you confide in. I would suggest that you get to know how people is first. And if you confide in somebody, let it be somebody that gets that you can trust, so to speak. But you won't know just trying to tell everybody everything. Just keep stuff to yourself until you get to know, get a feel for people, and you see. Like I done talked to some of my subscribers about personal stuff. In fact, I got to see what he's talking about. Another one of my YouTube subscribers ask me for my email. But number 9, gloating on each other. Like if you tell them something, like let's say you say, man, I think I might be sick. Something wrong with me. You know what ninjas do? I'm healthy. That's what I'm talking about, gloating. Like let's say you the type that when you get a job and it's not working out, it's not paying you all this, you don't believe in staying on one job, you just move on, right? What do these people do? I got a job, I'm gonna keep this job, mess up relationship. Because if that person can see through you, they're gonna be like, look at this nigga, I shouldn't have told him nothing. You be like, man, my relationship ain't working out. Listen to him carefully. My wife this, she's a good woman, man. Let me show you how to handle that. When he finally find out the truth about his wife, don't just be silent. Don't even listen. If he's gloating on you and he finds out the hard way, he F around and find out, change the subject. Because I don't believe that any of these guys has a perfect wife. I don't. I think that even if she's a unicorn, the modern world, whether it's even just the air that we breathe, is putting a little Jezebel in her, putting a little Eve in her. Nobody has no perfect woman. These women ain't. These women are not perfect, and neither are us guys. The one that I hear brag about his wife the most is the one I believe his wife doing the most. So they gloat. You be like, man, it seems like every time something happens, I can't ever get over the hump. Man, I'm having money problem. Gloater. Man, I thank God for how much money I got. I'm eating out here. I'm doing good. Black people mess. 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 Stop talking all this united stuff. Stop talking about this unity stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and more. All the stuff I got on this list and more. You don't help people. They start a business. They'll have the best hamburgers in America, and you'll be going over here eating hamburgers with roaches crawling on them. Black people mess. And then you want to talk this, my people. Man, shut the hell up, man. I'm tired of hearing this nonsense, man. Y'all get mad when people hang with all white people. Man, what else they gonna do? And that's why all like the pearly stuff, right? I had to get on them dudes. But truth be told, I don't know what led to them taking that attitude. You don't know what type of people these people got to deal with in everyday life. Ten, talk like they're better than you. Nigga, get the hell out of my face then. See, that's why I like the 90s, man. In the 90s, you could slap the piss out of somebody. No jail, no police coming around doing this. Y'all know how they be. They have both hands like this when they on some bull crap. That's why I hate that pose. What seems to be the problem here, Mr. Howard? Had a little thing out. Talking like they better than you. If they know, like here's another thing. If they know you have a relationship problem, headed toward divorce, Number 9. Man, I'll be having my way with these blah, 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 blah. Talking like they better than you. Yeah, but you don't know nothing about this. Yeah, but you don't know nothing about that. Hey, man. I'm keeping hope alive with black people, man, but I'm on the verge of just saying, F them all. It's the ones on YouTube. It's a few people here and there in everyday life that say, you know what, man? You got to judge people individually because there's some good people out here. But they talk like they better than you. Even in the jail. That like this was like, so some of those guys would be respectful, have a sense of humor, you could deal with them. But other ones, they talk like they better than you. And they be the main ones, man, you supposed to be my people. So I was letting them have it. I'm like, man, don't try to use that my people stuff. You only use that when it's convenient. Look at how you act. Look at what you've been doing and saying. I said, my people is green. Those dollars is my people. Because one thing about having money is you got that money gonna do what you needed and wanted to do. That's why I said my race is green. This list is why I say my race is green. Now, I'm a black man. I'm not denying that, but I can say it and believe it and think it how it is. Number 11, the last one I got on this list is bragging, which goes along with number 9 and number 10. And a lot of time, people don't know when they bragging. Sometimes, to be honest, they don't mean to. But they do it. Bragging, bragging, bragging. That's why, let me tell y'all how to do it. This is what I noticed. Don't never, look, when it comes to the bad things that's going on with you, keep it to your God, yourself, and people that you can trust. Don't be telling everybody how you feel all the time. Because you say, man, I got a neck problem, or I got a back problem, or my wrist, ever since I broke my wrist. They'll be like, man, I feel good, man. I feel like Stop telling them. How you feeling? Man, I'm feeling great. You should be saying it and believing it and expecting it to turn around all within yourself. They can't help you. They probably ain't got the spiritual capacity of a squirrel. They can't help you anyway. Man, I feel great, man. And it just seems like it's just getting better and better every day. Man, how you doing? How that money, how that pocket looking? Man, that pocket is fat. This what y'all don't know about lying. Something is 2 dimensions. It's the earthly realm and the spiritual realm. You got to be careful what you say in the earthly realm because stuff will be moving and shaking in the spiritual realm. So, man, how that pocket fat, man. Man, I'm telling you, man, life is good, man. Man, I know, man, I be winning money. I be getting money. People be giving me money. Man, everything is good. You can't tell them because some of these people are weak. They trying to make a life on earth and they had a bad upbringing and stuff. So they really thrive on other people's misery. Don't be miserable and don't let them know when you're struggling. Man, I'm telling you, man, everything good. Keep it short. If you ever, matter of fact, in closing, if you ever got in an argument with somebody when they brought something back up to you, mark those people, and when you keep it just like that with them. Man, I'm good. Man, how you doing? I'm good. You ain't getting no business, sir. In your mind, you telling them, I'm not finna tell that dude none of my business because I remember last time. It's too much to chase and too much to get and too much to enjoy to be my people. How are these people that's doing these things on this list my people? I keep telling y'all, man, you got to do more of this.